Hello, and welcome back to Password. Finally finished our fun conversation with Oswin and the Thanatos. Love them, love them. And we're leaving the lab. Let's see where Dave goes. Now, I left the lab and headed down the corridor, back into the basement. The others had already moved on, as expected, and I followed their voices upstairs to where they seemed to be gathered. We're not starting until Dave gets back. Sorry, I'm here. When I'd seen that everyone had set up in front of the screen on beanbags, mounted mounds of snacks piled around, I jogged on over and dropped into an available seat. No one seemed to question where I had been or what Oswin wanted, all in favor of watching Haas torment Ty. Now that we're ready, it's time to get this underway. What the fuck are we doing? You, my dear friend, are going to be introduced into one of the most illustrious, exclusive groups known to this side of the world. That's all. That's all, he says. Gentlemen, this guy doesn't know how lucky he is. You're messing with me, right? He's messing with me. I think I know what this is about. You'll be fine. Okay. Well, what do I have to do? Dance. What? Oh, are you, starting a band? No, nothing like that. Well, actually, that might not be a bad idea. Hurry up, Haas. Okay, fine. Everyone here knows Tyson. Everyone here has had some history with Tyson, even if it's just on this trip, good or bad. No shit. In light of what I know of Tyson, and admittedly, it was very little before this, I reached out and turned out he's a pretty swell guy. A guy that I'm proud to say is probably my best friend. Ouch! Oh my god. You can't be offended. You have Dave. What about me? What about you? You also have Dave. Do I have Dave too? No, you have Dean, right? What if I want to be friends with Tyson too? I looked around the group and it seemed everyone had synced up on tormenting Haas how? How? Haas how? Okay. Everyone wearing a sly smile of their own. The point is, I get the impression that Big Dog here hasn't been included in a bunch of stuff, so I'm forcing him to be a member of the anime club. What? You know, the thing from high school I told you about. But I dropped out. Doesn't mean you can't still join. You literally graduated, dude. And four of you did. You want in or not? No. Dave, you ask him. He won't say no to you. It'll be fun. Pass. Did you tell him about the shirt? Ah, yes. As a, joining boat, you get a shirt made by yours truly. I already have shirts already. I could make yours orange, if you want. I watched as Ty's gaze narrowed, just a little, ears twitching as he thought it over. Just think, Ty, orange. Yeah, I heard him. Not that I have one here that I can throw together, but I can owe you an orange one for when we get back home. Let's say I want the shirt, and I'm not saying that I do. Just if I did, what do I have to do? Dance. I don't dance. Oh, then this is going to be even better. Can it be any dance? If dancing is all it takes, maybe I should dance. Well, we had to learn a small formal thing in high school. Could probably fake line dance if I had to. Sorry, Dean. You don't like anime, remember? There'll always be the league bowling shirts instead, Dean. Don't worry. League of what? Tyson, focus! The dancing! Ty rolled his shoulders and sighed, looking at everyone but Haas before settling on me. Did you have to do it? Oh yeah, it was awful. He means awful fun, don't you, Dave? Sure. So you're asking me to make a fool of myself for a shirt? An orange shirt? Mind if I pick? You have something in mind? No chance. I can just, do an easy one, huh? Oh, no. We're making this as bad as we can. The floor is yours, then. Hey, Dave, pass the chips. What proceeds was, Tyson, groaning as Orlando picked something of a classic, right down to the sailor uniform and upbeat music. His jaw went slack and eyes went wide as he watched the dance he was expected to perform, occasionally shooting sideways glances to Haas, who was bopping along with the music and doing some of the moves. Sal and Dean were chuckling to themselves. Orlando and Roswell were seeing if they remembered the dance too, but I sat back, trying to make sure to remember this, if only to bring it up to Tyson later, as any little brother would. When the first viewing was over, Haas nudged Ty and said that he wanted to see one genuine attempt before they stopped. Otherwise, they were just going to keep going until they got it. You got this! It was cringy, poorly choreographed, and ended up with Roswell and Orlando bumping into each other more than once, threatening to trip Tyson up without even trying. But it was fun, even if they had to go a few times before Tyson seemed to know what was going on. Even Sal got up and gave it a try. Do you think it was the Haruhi Suzumiya dance? I'm really hoping it was that one, because, you know, iconic. Okay, that good enough. I earned the shirt yet. He was out of breath, with Orlando and Roswell already having tagged out, and were recovering on their beanbags just as much so. Got there. What's up? The shirt. Am I in or what? Oh yeah, you can join. You were about 5 attempts back, but I figured I'd see how long it took you to throw in the towel. Tyson's eyes bulged, and he seemed to be torn between catching his breath and making a grab at Haas before just giving up. I'm going to sit down now. He collapsed unceremoniously into a beanbag and groaned while Haas seemingly almost unfazed. Now, the pre-entertainment entertainment has been given. How about we have another small movie viewing? Now hold on. Now hold on. That's not what we were, leading into anyway. Yes, Dean. Although, I believe for the most part, we needed something to bring us all together after this morning. Sal, buddy, pal. Oh, sorry. May I ask what we're watching? It's going to be anime. Oh, that's... May I make a request? What did you have in mind? I would like to watch the, one about the fantasy world in the closet, please. Oh, it's been a while since I saw that one. I'd be interested. But anime. As entertaining as it was to see Tyson dance, I've had my fill of anime for one day. Tyson grumbled, but flipped Dean off half-heartedly, while still face down in his beanbag. Oh, Tyson, yeah. Did I say Tyson? Ooh. How about we start with that one, and then consider anime afterwards? How about the one with the mouse that's like Tyson? You think the mouse is like Tyson? I would have thought the guy that becomes a dragon is more like Tyson. Sal elbowed Dean in the side, cocking his head slightly. Those are spoilers, Dean. Oh, right, sorry. Alright, fine. We'll start there and consider what to watch next, after it's done. Sound good with everyone? There was a mixed grumble all around, mostly enthusiastic, although tainted by exhaustion from those that had been dancing. But we relaxed with the movie, sharing the snacks around until they were all gone, and went straight into another, while avoiding anime. Fuck. Haas sulked for all of a minute before he and Tyson started to have a quiet chat while the movie went on. Not that they were loud, but it was nice just watching their expressions. Haas and Tyson were with relaxed smiles, and Dean and Sal enamored with the movie and keeping quiet. Roswell and Orlando passing the same empty bag of candy back and forth, forgetting that it was empty until they reached into the bag. These were my friends, and they were happy. Hey, sleepyhead, wake up! Okay. Huh? We're heading down for dinner. You must have fallen asleep at some point. I guess I was just relaxing, huh? You look like you were sleeping peacefully. Almost considered not waking you, but we couldn't just leave you here by yourself. No, of course. So everyone else is downstairs now? Yup. It just went down, so no one's been waiting for you. Orlando's offered out a hand, and I took it, stumbling as he helped me up. Snack food isn't much of a lunch, but I bet you're hungry. We went downstairs with Orlando, heading into the kitchen. It was almost as if it were a routine at this point. The fact we'd said we'd take turns being basically forgotten. I honed in to a particular spot at the table, taking my seat, a little giddier than I otherwise would have been. With the help of a couple of others, Orlando brought the food out to the table in no time, and we were soon enough eating and engaging in juvenile conversation. Jovial? Not juvenile. Jovial. Okay. Soon our bellies were full, and for a moment I'd forgotten all the stress of the past few days. Even from that very morning, leaning back in my chair, I breathed and just let it wash over me. Tyson rose out of his chair slowly. I assumed he was going to head off to bed, but instead looked nervous as anything. Okay, looking nervous as any. Okay, clearing his throat. I want to say something. He had the attention of the table, shooting me a glance before choosing to look away. But so something happened last night between me and Dave. I realized what he was doing, and looking across the table to Dean, who had a pleasant smile on his face. Fuck. This can't be this difficult. Just say it, Ty. It's fine. So, for a long time I've had these feelings I wasn't able to really express, but Dave's my boyfriend, I guess. You guess? He's my boyfriend. I expected there to be something like a round of applause or some sort of cheering, but instead, what I noticed was something completely different. I have concerns. What about? It was wrong of me to stay quiet this long, so I assumed that this was just a family thing. And if something had happened, then we might have had some sign. I got to my feet slowly, confused. What's wrong, Sal? I have a concern that this relationship might be, well, what I mean to say is... He rubbed his head, now having all the attention of the table, and the doubt started to creep in. I kept this from Dean when he explained what happened last night. I kept it from everyone else, too, not wanting to stir the pot. But do you remember what you tried to take from Dave about 2 weeks ago? No. You were outside, about to head into the woods, when Dave begged you not to go. Ooh, okay. I could see the color drain from under my fur. I could feel the color drain from from under my fur when I realized what he was talking about. Looking to Tyson, he seemed as though he remembered as well. But instead you punched him in the face, and even while on the ground, he didn't let you go. But that was... that... He said that he'd do anything to stop you from going out there, presumably to keep you from running into those people in the woods, and you made him, put up his virginity as, collateral. The room was silent. Expressions around the table were a mix between mortified and outraged, with Tyson looking petrified. So naturally, I have some concerns that this, relationship... Yes, sorry, relationship. I have concerns, that how this came about isn't, sustainable. Hold on. Tyson almost flinched as Orlando slammed the table, looking at the smoke rising from his nostrils. You did what? Orlando, please calm down. No, I want to hear it from his mouth, what he did. Dave, did he really ask that of you? But nothing happened, I promise. I did, yeah, I wanted. If he wanted me to come back inside, I wanted to. He was midway through his sentence as Orlando started marching towards him, and in one motion slammed his fist into Tyson's nose, topping him over. Topping? You little piece of shit! Wait, you literal piece of shit! You mean figuratively. Shut up, Sal. Oh, he angry boy. He looked down at Tyson, still reeling from the blow, and I was frozen in place, a combination of fear and uncertainty making me want to make sure he was okay. A hand on my chest further kept me in place as Orlando talked down at Tyson, but I could feel the heat of his breath even this close. I can't believe I was once scared of you. Orlando, that's enough. Leave him alone. And to think, even after all that, Dave loves you enough to be your boyfriend. This has to be some sick joke. He hasn't seen Sal move, but he was next to Orlando quick, grabbing him by a horn and forcibly yanking him away, making him trip by quickly kicking his ankle. That's enough. Sal, let me at him. It's their relationship. Let them figure it out. Make sure he's okay, Dave. Tyson was dazed, but okay, clinging to me, and he was already barely bleeding from his nose. Wait, he was only okay. I helped him up and put him back in this chair, but he didn't seem to have anything to say after that. Orlando, apologize. Apologize. You can't make me. Stop being a child. For what it's worth, I'm sorry for bringing it up here, but it's a legitimate concern, Dave. I made the call because Tyson means more to me than anyone else in the world. I'm sorry, but it's true. At the time, it was as a brother mixed with some strange other feelings I couldn't place. But I couldn't let him die. I understand. I'm not saying it's right or wrong, but what I can say is that nothing happened. We just talked. You understand why there is some concern about what happened and where you are now, though, yes. Yeah, I get it. I'm honestly happy for you, but I don't want a friend taking advantage of. I know I'm not the best at relationships, but I do know I love Tyson. I've raised this with him. But no buts. I fucked up. I should gut you for what you even thought about doing. Then you'd also want to probably do the same to Dean, unless holding a double standard is fine. How? If you're going to judge people just because, for just being sexually invested in Dave, Tyson is hardly the only one. Dean is a gentleman, or was, or... Wasn't Tyson after Dave's dad died? Well, again, I apologize for raising this here. Such a public space, but it's a legitimate concern, and I don't want one of my friends taking advantage of or abused. I wouldn't. Maybe so, but that wasn't so clear at the time, was it? Ty was terrified, and I could tell just from how he was shaking. Maybe it was the threat of being hit again, or maybe it was something closer related to me. I'm going to speak for everyone at the table. And say that if you ever, and I mean ever. He put a firm hand on Tyson's shoulder, gripping tight. If you ever try and pull something like that again, I'm not holding Orlando back next time. Or anyone else that might want to pay you back for hurting their friend. I placed a hand on over Sal's, and he backed off, my hand replacing his on Tyson's shoulder. Orlando stormed off, into the kitchen, maybe to cool off. Sal followed close behind. If Ty could put his tail between his legs, as he sat there, he likely would. Unsure of how the others were feeling, I glanced at those still at the table. You fucked up bad, big dog. Not sure I like hearing what I did. Not sure I like hearing what I did. Okay. Any of it, really. But I think Sal made the point well enough for us. I know. It looks bad. It sounds bad. It makes sense, though, right? Roswell, I swear to God, if you're about to kick the poor guy when he's down, we're going to have a problem. Not that. It's just latent homosexuality manifesting in something like that in a fever pitch. Essentially, especially with how close they've been for years, it makes sense. Your point being, I'm not making one. Just saying that I understand how we got there, and I think that, ultimately, it doesn't involve us. If Dave says nothing happened, then nothing happened. Still a bit worried that it'd come to that, right? I mean, I'm not saying that. I'm not going to say I was exactly wanting it. But if it saved Tyson's life, I would have gone through with it. I felt him flinch in his chair as I said it, but stayed quiet. I don't envy you needing to make that ethical decision. Be raped or watch a loved one die is quite a decision to be forced with suddenly. Again, Ty flinched. I almost found myself doing the same from how blatantly Roswell had put it. Yeah, it's not great. Well, I should go check on Sal and Orlando. Or someone should anyway. Roswell and I will go along with you. But I don't want to go. I have things I want to do. And that's already 3 doing damage control. Yeah, well, what could be more important than making sure your friend is not about to burn down the house? Roswell stiffened, eyes going wide briefly. Right, let's go. He got up quickly and rushed over to the kitchen without another word. You two have a good night. Dean and Haas followed Roswell soon after, and I heard Orlando groan loudly from the other room the moment they had walked through the door. Quietly, I took Ty by the hand, and he let me help him up. I'll probably end the part here, so I'll see you around, everyone.